A NASCAR driver just lost his brakes at the worst possible spot on the track and put a tire barrier into a concrete wall. No warning. No time to react. Just metal, rubber, and concrete colliding in one violent second at Sonoma Raceway. And this isn't a one-off. This is a second straight week a NASCAR barrier has been destroyed in competition. Something is going on with these tracks, and today we're breaking down exactly what happened, why it matters, and what it means for the rest of this season. Friday's O'Reilly Auto Parts Series practice at Sonoma got red flagged after a brutal crash in the Turn 11 hairpin. Austin Green, piloting the number 87 Peterson Racing Chevrolet, approached the hairpin and lost his brakes completely. With zero stopping power, he drove straight into the tire barrier, hard enough to send tire bundles flying and bury the nose of his car underneath him. The impact was strong enough to physically push the concrete barrier back from its position. The 25-year-old climbed out under his own power, walked to the infield care center, and was checked out and released. No serious injuries. Green publicly thanked NASCAR for the safety of today's race cars and credited the medical staff for taking care of him quickly. Before the crash, Green had been running the 22nd fastest lap of the session. He'd completed 10 clean laps before the brakes gave out. Cleanup took nearly 30 minutes. When the session resumed, there were only 15 minutes left on the clock, and that's when things got interesting on the timing sheet, which we'll get to. Let's talk about why this crash hits differently than your average practice incident. Turn 11 at Sonoma is a tight technical hairpin. It's one of the few spots on this layout where drivers are heavily reliant on braking confidence to set up the corner. If your brakes fail anywhere on that course, this is statistically one of the worst places for it to happen. There's no runoff room to bail you out. This also comes at a pivotal moment for Green personally. He's been quietly building one of the most underrated road course resumes in the series. 7 top 10 finishes in his last 9 road course starts, including a runner-up finish at the Charlotte Reval last fall. Green is splitting time in the number 87 with Nick Sanchez this summer, which means every session matters more than usual. Limited seat time means limited margin for error, and this crash just ate into practice time he didn't have to spare heading into qualifying. Then there's the bigger story brewing here. NASCAR has now had 2 consecutive weekends where a barrier has been physically broken during competition. Last week at San Diego, a restart pileup forced a red flag for wall repairs. Now this week, a brake failure at Sonoma did similar structural damage to a tire barrier. 2 different causes. Same result. Barriers getting torn up 2 weeks in a row. Here's where we need to slow down and actually think about what this means. First, the mechanical side. A brake failure entering hairpin is one of the most dangerous failures a stock car can have because there's no secondary system to lean on in that split second. Drivers are taught to look for an escape route, but at Sonoma's Turn 11, there often isn't one. The fact that Green walked away from this is a direct credit to NASCAR's next-gen safety architecture. The chassis is designed to absorb and redirect energy in exactly this kind of impact. But here's the uncomfortable question nobody wants to ask out loud. Why is this happening twice in 2 weeks? One incident is bad luck. 2 in a row starts to look like a pattern, even if the root causes are completely different. A mechanical failure here, a racing incident at San Diego. NASCAR safety teams will be doing internal reviews on both events, and rightfully so. Barriers are the last line of defense. When they're getting physically displaced by impacts, inspectors have to take a hard look at whether current SACER barrier and tire bundle configurations are holding up the way they're designed to at every type of layout. From a competitive standpoint, this also throws a wrench into Green's qualifying preparation. Losing track time in a split car program is costly. He doesn't have the luxury of a full-time seat to make up lost reps the following week. Is this dangerous or just unlucky? Realistically, it's both. The danger is real. Brake failures at speed are unpredictable and unforgiving. But the response from the car itself and from Green's own composure is what kept this from being a much worse story today. Expect a split reaction here. One side of the fan base is going to praise the next-gen car loudly, pointing to Green walking away from a violent hit as proof the safety investment NASCAR made years ago is paying off in real time. The other side is going to be far more skeptical, asking pointed questions about equipment reliability and barrier durability after 2 structural failures in 2 straight weekends. Social media reaction, including the replay footage already circulating, is going to amplify both sides of this conversation fast. Either way, this becomes a talking point heading into Sunday's race, especially with Shane Van Gisbergen already sitting on pole alongside Brent Cruz. Best case scenario, NASCAR reviews both incidents, finds isolated mechanical and racing-related causes, reinforces barrier protocols where needed, and the series moves forward with safety credibility intact. Green bounces back strong in his limited seat time and continues building his road course case for full-time consideration. Worst case scenario, this becomes a recurring storyline. If a third barrier failure happens in the coming weeks, pressure builds fast on NASCAR to make immediate structural changes to barrier systems across multiple track types, and that conversation could dominate headlines well into the playoffs. So here's the real question. Is this just an unlucky 2-week stretch, or is NASCAR sitting on a barrier problem that needs fixing right now? Drop your take in the comments. Do you trust the current safety setup, or is it time for changes? If you want breakdowns like this every single race weekend, make sure you're subscribed to Sportswire USA, because this story is far from over.